We are recording. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, Nino. I want to talk about your career. I want to understand how was your journey. Welcome to Bubbles Interviews. Can we know about you?
Yeah, my name is Nino Basilashvili. I was born in Georgia, in Tbilisi, the main capital. And both my parents are Georgian Russian. And but I'm culturally, I would say, mostly Dutch. Well, a mix of all of them. And I think why you invited me is because I make interactive art, and you have seen it before.
Actually, one of my first YouTube videos about where I talk about your work, and when we meet, it was in Creative Coding Utrecht, and I said, how cool is that people can see their heartbeat, and that was really cool.
Yeah, yay! Glad you liked it. And I'm a researcher at the Hogeschool Rotterdam. I live in Rotterdam.
What did you study?
I studied communication multimedia design, and then that was a bachelor, and then a master called crossover creativity at the HKU in Utrecht. That's how I first. So multimedia design was about interaction design, human-computer interaction, designing interfaces, and then I pretty early on discovered I wanted to be more into the art scene, more artistic practice, and use technology for more poetic means, and that's how I ended up at a master, where I started HeartSync actually.
Ah, yay! So, what was your curiosity about? You followed your curiosity, and now it's your thing in your art. And do you remember what was the first your thoughts about? Oh, I want to do this, and what was making you interested in heartbeat or not another sensor?
Yeah. Anyway, I loved art. I loved technology, and I loved making crossovers between different disciplines. I was not aware of this, and I could not articulate this at that time. But I now understand that this has always been my fascination and also my strength, I would say. And so at the master, they really encouraged us to make work from our own feeling and our own fascination. And at that time, I remembered I really wanted to do something with connection. Well, first of all,
it's raining. Yeah, there's planes going on.
Planes and dogs.
I hope you can hear us. Yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to do something with connection, human connection, but also human nature connection. And even human universe connection. For me, connection is not something you only have between two people, or a person and a computer, or a person and a tree, or a person and a system. It is a field. We are all connected in this field. I would also say, when I was pretty young, we started spirituality because. Coming to the Netherlands, experiencing a lot of chaos and trauma and actually non-connectedness when I was young, I found in spirituality this concept of we are all connected always, and then you just have to relax and tap into this.
It was meditative and relaxing for you.
Yeah. And it really helped me with my well-being. It helped me with my view on life. And I remember yesterday we were talking about, I was talking with someone about feeling, if you experience a lot, how, anyway it will have an impact on your body, on your mind, on your well-being. And what is the way to come out of this? And how to deal with these things, and what kind of worldview do you need to overcome difficulties in your life, because everyone has difficulties. I just had them very extreme at a very young age.
That made you.
That made me, yes. So how to be happy and how to overcome and how to stay connected despite experiencing abuse and despite experiencing hardship and loss of trust and pain. So yeah, I want to do something with connection at that time. And coincidentally, I found a research paper on heart synchronization. So heart synchronization is the phenomenon that our hearts can synchronize. So let's just keep it between people for now, because it is also possible with animals. So our heart rhythms are very unique. People usually are not really aware of this. Perhaps maybe if you're very sporty and you have like a Fitbit, you could know this. But your heart rhythm is very dependent also on your state of mind and also your emotions. So the more stressed you are, the more irregular your heart rhythm.
It doesn't matter if it is too frequent or too like calm heartbeat. It needs to be regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's. Thank you for this question, because that's exactly right. It's not about if you're sporting, your heartbeat races. It's not. It is healthy. But it's more like if your heart rhythm is irregular, so the peaks become very irregular. Maybe you've noticed this when you were very stressed out. You would notice your heartbeat would really become really weird.
That's too personal, but sometimes I get weird. Oh, is it still working? And I get nervous, and then I realize, okay, it's working.
Oh yeah, connection to your heartbeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you meditate without sensors to think about these concepts as well? I know that you've been to Asia recently, and how was that trip for you in reflection your art?
To India?
Yeah. Was it different effect on your art experiences?
So actually I don't use technology when I meditate or when I do also breathing exercises, yoga. I don't really use technology for this. The thing what I do is, well, and of course you should, especially when you're beginning, it can be very helpful to do guided meditation or to have like visuals. But for me, I've been meditating since I was 10 years old, 9 years old.
Okay.
So
it's not news to you.
no, I can meditate anywhere.
Okay.
Like it's also kind of like a skill. Well, not really it's not really a skill you develop. It's more of a space you go to, and I find it easier than, I guess, your average person to just let go and get into that space. Oh, we have all the ducks here coming. You're welcome, animal. Oh, now they're going.
That is the
When we notice them. Yeah. Oh yeah. So India, it was. So what I do use it for, when I go into meditation, I do ask myself questions like, what should I be doing? What is my next step? How should I design my art?
Yes.
What is my contribution to society? So I do ask these questions. I have this intention, and to see what comes up. So I do use it to make art, I would say, and I feel like, especially heart sync, it was not my creation. It was, I feel like, totally downloaded.
Okay, great, amazing.
I like somehow I also knew certain aspects of it. Just came to me. It was not like I was thinking, and well, also usually it's both.
Yeah.
But mostly it was kind of like it's came to me. So
this summer I joined your research, and it looks like something like when people sit around the circle, it felt like a pond. Also that we see ourselves, the other fields, or like did you have that intention to have the similar like the pond, or what was your idea in phase of designing the circle design?
Yeah.
Graphics or it.
Yeah, for me, I wanted to do water simulations because I wanted like a symbolic representation of how we. So we always have a presence. We always have an influence on each other and the environment, but it's usually unseen. Also, for example, with heart synchronization, we tend to adapt to each other's heartbeats. And not only we, I read a scientific book on synchronization, all types of synchronizations, fireflies, which synchronize, but even like non-living objects. It's always about coming slowly together in a very democratic way. And I want to have a representation of this, a visual of your heartbeat goes out into the world like ripples.
Yeah.
And then it interacts with yours. And then we can either cancel each other out, which happens also in water with waves, or we can versterken each other. We can...
I don't know. Ik weet niet.
Yeah.
I learn. I will write it down.
Okay. Yeah. And for me that was... And also what happens in water, people who do music or maybe you heard about cymatics before, like vibration in water. Like if you have a speaker and you look in water, it starts making geometric patterns. For me this was also a beautiful, symbolic visual of, so waves can interact, but then it can also form a very intricate symmetric pattern, which is to me so fascinating, and for me it's very magical, and there's something in this I don't quite understand, but I'm very drawn to. It's some intelligence, some secret, which I feel like I see it, but I cannot intellectualize it.
I love your curiosity around this. It's really inspiring to hear about this. Maybe I have a question around right now. Like you already explained what you are doing, but maybe is there a thing that you are learning more than the other things at this moment in your life? Current yourself.
Regarding art or just myself?
Whatever you like. That is, maybe it's too personal to ask about.
Oh, I don't mind. I have no problems.
What are you learning right now?
Yeah, I have no problems getting personal. And for me, it's always, I don't know, it's strange. Not in a judgmental way, but for me, it's always strange when people are not sharing their inner thoughts, because I really have nothing to lose by sharing them. So I always wonder, like, what is it that why people would not share? There should be good reasons, of course. I just don't know them. Maybe I just share everything.
You're an open book.
I just share everything. I don't know. I don't, and I never had a problem. I never had, like, maybe if I would have a situation where I felt like, oh, I shouldn't have shared this. Now it kind of backfired, or I don't know. Now I never really experienced this, so.
You would suggest people to be in this way?
Not per se. I would not suggest anything to anyone, but I personally haven't felt like...
Maybe it's easier for you because you have an artistic, you are already expressing yourself. You're like, maybe it's easier for you, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
The people, I don't know.
Yeah, I also, I wonder about this. So, okay, lately...
What are you learning right now?
Yeah, lately what am I learning? I would say that even though, so I know a lot, I studied a lot about psychology, well-being, heart synchronization. Also, I'm researching, so more of the, that's psychology, more of the science side of things. Also, like I said, I've done meditation, breathing exercise since I was very young. So I feel like I accumulated a lot of knowledge, but I discovered, and every time I discovered this again and again, that having knowledge does not per se mean that you really understand it, that you live it, and that it just needs, it also needs time, it needs practice, it needs love, it needs connection, it needs just air to get to a point where not only you understand what is good for you and what you're doing on this planet, and of course you're always figuring it out. But that it also just needs relaxing and trusting and having patience. So, and every time I get really surprised by myself, then again I get into a situation which I felt I mastered. And then I realized, well, this happened again. And I used to be very hard on myself. I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways. I don't even think people realize how much of a perfectionist I am. Maybe my family. My mother always calls me, and every time she says, calm down, stop working so much, relax a little. So I don't know, I overanalyze everything. And then lately I've been realizing, like, even if I know things, and even if I try my best and do my best, still I have to be patient with myself and others.
Yes.
And be loving and accepting of flaws and of the journey.
I see.
Yeah, so that's really what I've been learning lately.
It's interesting to know about these. It is 2025 spring, you are learning about this, and I doubt that if we stop learning about this, that's a really fundamental questions that you have. That's interesting. Can I ask about last two questions about what's your projection to future? What are you curious? What are you building for your future self right now?
Yeah.
And I have a surprise question that I'll go there and come back.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah.
So I am also. They're so close. You're welcome. Hello. I'm lately also in my research at the Hogeschool Rotterdam. I've been more involved with nature-human connection and inclusivity. I just feel like everyone should feel welcome, but not only welcome, just really appreciated and loved. And that counts for humans who are different, the differences in humans, but also counts for the non-humans. And really appreciating nature, appreciating us being here, appreciating each other, and being grateful.
Can we say that your experiments were most of the time human-centered? Now it will maybe goes to nature a little bit, non-human.
Yeah, exactly. Because, well, I always wanted it to be more bigger than humans, but I first had to start with humans. Because it takes a lot of time to develop something. And then if you just keep on adding, I also see this, I used to be a lecturer also. I also see this with students. When they get nervous or insecure, they start adding stuff to their designs, to their, to their projects. And then you really lose the core, actually. So I try to focus on one thing. And then now I feel it's time to expand.
Okay.
And I want to create rituals, because I'm really excited about rituals are disappearing from our modern day life, which is very unfortunate. And we used to be more in touch with the rhythms of nature and the rhythms of the seasons, and we would do repetitive and meaningful actions, which are rituals, to be together, but also to honor, to celebrate, and to just stand still by something. For example, yesterday I was talking to a lady. She is in the food industry, and she wants to make it more sustainable and doing great work. And we were talking about rituals, and I told her about these rituals. In most cultures and religions, you would pray before your food, and especially also in Hindu culture, you thank the farmer, you thank the distributor, you thank the whole process. And just by doing this, you become aware of the process, you become more grateful, and you stand still by this like aspect of wow, it made such a journey, and I'm so grateful that this is now in front of me. So yeah, bringing that back with technology, because
Yay.
I love technology, immersive, interactive, but also like I want to go more into music. I always wanted to make like a concert for people who are hearing impaired.
Yeah. Interesting.
And use sign language, use AI to really make it like a playful and also game-like experience, and a multi-sensory, multiple sensor experience. So I have and we'll continue with HeartSync, of course. And I want to make also more products. Like I really love lights. And I always had an idea for an interactive light sculpture. So yeah. I have more. I have more. Also, I want to build a community.
Okay, great. This is one of the communities.
So if anyone is interested
about.
So okay, I want to have a space in Rotterdam where we will be together with nature, where we will have. We will do rituals, we do parties, we will do like meditation sessions, art projects. I would really love it to come together, and just everything sober. You know, soberness.
Please sign me up.
Yeah, that's really what I want to. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. I really try to stay away from addictions and
social media is also an addiction. What do you think about that?
Oh, so I was kind of addicted to Reels for a while. And then I decided to close my Instagram because I was really not being aware of what I was watching and how much impact it was having on me. So I did this like for a few months. And now I just recently reopened it to promote some stuff, and
it's for your work as well.
Yeah, it's mostly for my work, and then sometimes I put like pictures of myself on it. Yeah, but I don't know how otherwise to, you know, promote and share. Yeah. And it's not about the technology; it's about, you know, what we do with the technology and what our attitudes are. But well, Reels are addicting. I mean, I think anyone can testify to this. Yeah. So we really have to be
immediately.
Yeah.
I want to ask maybe one person who is listening to this video that they want to start their art career. What would be a good advice for them? Like that was a really good insight that you said when you get nervous and adding stuff. Maybe you have a tip that for encourage people to be. I believe any person is creative and can be expressive. Yeah. And from your journey, is there something that you can share with others to be more expressive?
Yeah. So I am not a conventional artist. I didn't study art per se. Also, I don't really understand the art world at all. Or not at all. I just don't. I'm not really.
There's different dynamics than the other industries. I get what you mean.
Yeah, and I'm also not really a strategic person, so I don't really try to figure out like who are the important people, how are the structures, how to get. I try to do like what I really work from myself. What do I like? What do I find important? How would I want to express myself? And then I try to find the knowledge how to do this. And then I trust that this is not about me becoming something. This is about me unfolding and allowing myself to become more and more myself and less fearful of my expression. So I don't know, if you want like very practical advice on how to become an artist, I cannot
this was
already
a very insightful thing that you unfold yourself. That's like the core of this. I will go there, come back and get your surprise. So this is called bubbles interviews. And I have bubbles for you. So please take your favorite
So
color.
fun.
And we make bubbles. I don't know. I will figure out how will I make bubbles with the laptop. But then I have asked my last question.
Can I do what? Oh, you have your own. Okay.
Yes. And this is
Oh,
because I do
I
this all
love-
the time now.
I love all these colors, but today I choose blue.
Okay. So I will ask.
So my favorite color today is blue. Am I wearing blue? Yeah, kind
Great.
of.
So my last question. When we make bubbles and I ask the last question.
Yeah. This is so much fun.
When you were a child, when people ask you what did you want it to be when you grew up, what was your answer? Do you remember?
I always wanted to do something with animals.
Ah.
I wanted to be a spy because I loved adventure and technology. And you know, you had like Totally Spies as a program when I was younger, and they would always have gadgets. And I loved these gadgets, like,
Can you say that you figured out a way to mix all of them?
Yeah, no, I always tell people I am doing exactly what I want and I should be doing. I'm like 100% like doing what I want, what I love, and what I feel like is my purpose in life. Like 100%. There's no question about this. So I'm so grateful for this. And I also happy that I didn't settle. And that I really believed in that this was possible. And that and still I tell myself every day not to settle. That
It's a
I can be-
continuous journey.
it is a continuous journey. I can be the happiest, the most fulfilled, most loving person every minute of the day. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have negative emotions or you shouldn't have bad days, but to enjoy them also. Because I can really enjoy being sad and being angry.
If we had all the time happy, that wouldn't be meaningful
No, it's
anymore.
not fun.
Yeah,
It's a fairy tale. I mean, we live in a world with contrast, and that's how we experience contrast. Otherwise, if there was no contrast, we could not experience this. I could not even talk to you, you know, because there would not be another.
Okay.
And in a way, there is not.
I
But
don't know how to continue the philosophy on this. I need to think about and process. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the Bubbles interviews.
yeah, it was so much fun.
Bye bye.